address some things because I know about this time of year, y'all start running around in circles, running into walls and running into each other and all that stuff. So I don't go for that very much. So I want to go ahead and address that today so I don't have to answer stupid questions. Okay, is everybody okay with that? So let's go ahead and get the running around the room. Let's get that taken care of. Last day of class is a week from now, 2 weeks from now. Not this Friday, like some of y'all. I had somebody email me and said, oh my God, how are we going to get everything done? School is out Friday. And I'm like, school is not out Friday. You're stupid. Be quiet. Okay, because Friday is not the last day of class. Next Friday is the last day of class. It's called an academic calendar. Please look at it. Oh my God. I mean, I'm sorry. Anyway, of course, that wasn't in this class. It was in one of my other classes. So I apologize for being emotional, but I just don't understand stupid. I mean, I really don't. The teacher sends you an academic calendar. You need to read it. All right. So, last day of class is the 30th. Now, do y'all meet on Monday, Wednesday, Friday? I want to ask y'all a question. Y'all are Tuesday, Thursday, all right? So please don't write me an email saying, do we come into class Friday on the 30th? Yeah, I will get an email, and it will be from a Tuesday, Thursday class, and they will say, do we meet on Friday, the last day of class? All right. Your last day of class, can somebody tell me by law of deduction and elimination, when is the Tuesday, Thursday last day of class?
The 29th.
Oh my gosh. I ain't kidding you. Mr. King, you are on fire. I tell you, there's no teaching the intelligent. I mean, I'm telling you, the 29th. Law of deduction and elimination would tell you that since you're on Tuesday, Thursday schedule, you don't come to class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Isn't it sad that I have to tell classes that? We will meet, the last time we will meet in this class will be Thursday, the 29th. Now, everything else besides y'all meeting is designed to the 30th because the 30th technically is the last day of class for the semester. Does everybody understand that? So most of your assignments are going to be scheduled probably around the 30th unless I'm gracious and give you extra days. I don't know. You'll have to look on my lab's math and figure that out. 80% of your grade will come from unit test, which includes the last test and the final exam. The last test in here probably will be what we're going over now. Okay? 7-1 and 7-2, 6-1 and 6-2. 9-1 and 9-2, whatever I cover, now write this down, whatever I cover in 9-1 and 9-2, it will be on the final exam. So if I don't get to 9-2, it won't be on the final exam, and you won't have to do the homework. Simple as that. Okay? All right. Now, I ain't put anything about the project because I've really let y'all down, and I really haven't pushed the project that much, so I've kind of let y'all down. So I'm just going to forget about the project, if that's okay with y'all. And that way, I just forgot to push it. So I'm sorry.
Are you being sarcastic? I can't tell.
No, I'm serious. I forgot to tell y'all, and since I was a bad leader and didn't motivate y'all, I'm not going to worry about the project. I'm probably going to get fussed at because there's one person in here that's probably going to go to my department head and say, yes, he didn't take up the project. Well, I'm sorry, okay? I just get tired of having to put half the class grades and half the class zeros because half the class don't do the project. In our last department meeting, one of the professors says, I don't understand why we do it because half the class, half my students don't even do it. I'm like, yeah, me too.
There is no need to apologize. I think you're using wisdom and discernment in this situation.
Yeah. I got to look up discernment. Homework. Homework is 20%. I do know what discernment means. I got a ring. Okay. From Clemson. So I know what everything means. All homework assignments, make sure you turn in all homework assignments. Okay. Now, I'm going to give y'all an example of something so I don't get any emails that go, I'm confused. Okay. If I give y'all, let's say I pass out a test and I graded it and I have given you all an extra 20 points on the test. I just did the math wrong and I gave you an extra. This is a scenario, okay? Is anybody going to raise their hand and say, you gave us an extra 20 points. Do you need to deduct that? Are you going to raise your hand and tell me or email me? That's the best thing. Are you going to email me and say, I'm confused. You gave me an extra 20 points on the test. Or are you going to keep your mouth shut and take advantage of it? Mr. King?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
You're going to use discernment and you're going to take advantage of it.
Yep.
All right? You're not going to write me an email and say, I'm confused. All right? If you see something on My Labs Plus, or I'm sorry, My Labs Math, and it's to your advantage, what should you do? You should write me an email and go, I'm confused. Take advantage of it. But no, the lone wolves, they're going to write me an email and say, I don't understand. Those people irritate the crap out of me. I ain't kidding you. They do. The lone wolves, the ones that don't come to class, the ones that don't watch the videos, the ones that don't interact with the teacher, those are the ones that really piss me off, okay? Because now is when they're going to start calling me and I'm not going to reply. And they're going to, and I've already told my department head, talked to her yesterday. I said, expect the lone wolves to call you because I'm not going to email them back. Okay? Because all they do is they sit in the corner of their little closet and they, they read their syllabus, which is good. They look in their book and they do My Labs Math. That's it. They don't interact with me. They don't come to class. They don't watch the videos. So, they call me on May the 9th right before grade turn-in and they go, I don't understand why, and I don't reply to them. So if you're a lone wolf, which none of y'all are because y'all come to class, you don't worry about that. Okay. But if you're a lone wolf, you suck. All right. Does anybody have any questions about the last week of class? And are any of y'all going to be running around in circles as far as this class goes? Anybody got any questions? Of course, I will tell you anything that comes up next week or this week or next week. If something pops up or something changes, I'll let you know. But as far as I'm concerned, you should be able to see all your dates on My Labs Math as far as the last test and the last final exam and all that. All right. So let's talk about questions. Here we go. Let's go to 120 And let's go. We're going to go backwards here. This is 7.2. Let me redo this as far as dates and subjects. There we go. There we go.
I do have a question. I'm sorry.
Yes, let me see who that is. Who is that? Miss Johnson. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly how will the final exam work? Will it be the same as a test? I'm sorry if you've went over this.
No, I haven't. And
Okay.
I'm glad you brought it up because it reminded me to go over it. Usually I give 30 questions or 33 questions because it's easy math. No bonus questions, all math, and they all are made up of questions on your test. So if you want to study for your final exam, just use your old test, go through the grade book, go to test number 1, and there should be a link there to hit review, and you can review it, okay, through your grade book. And that's the best way to study, because all I do is I point and drag, and that's how I make my final up. And you have 2 hours to take the test. It's not designed for 2 hours. And you'll just have to look at the dates on My Lab's math. Has anybody looked at the dates? I don't know why y'all should. I mean, it's just the most important thing, the final exam. But do y'all look at them? No, hell no. Y'all don't look at anything. All right, let me go look it up because y'all are not going to. So let's go to My Lab's math. I'm just going to look. I hate when that comes up. I don't know why that AT&T crap comes up. My Lab's, some damn Russians is what it is. And let me see, because I thought I have a coordinator course that when I go through and change everything, it changes it for all 3 of the 120s, and I hope it took for y'all. Let me look at y'all and see if it did. Homework and test. There's tests. And it didn't. So I'm gonna have to redo it. Shit. That sucks. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go in and do. Yeah, it did. May the 3rd. There we go. I just didn't do it for the test. Now, as you see, I've taken off chapter 10. And I've explained that because I told you we might get to 9.1 and 9.2. So you see the dates right there. I know why. The final, I haven't put the final up because we haven't finished 7, 9, and 9.2. That's why. So I hadn't put it up yet. So I'll put that up, whenever we get closer to that time. Okay. But I should give y'all at least 5 days to do the final exam. So look for that to open up probably Monday or Tuesday. Everybody with me? Does that
Do we
answer your
just have one
question?
chance to take it?
I'm sorry. So you have 2 chances.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I give you 2 chances because if I only gave y'all 1 chance, some of y'all would exploit that and say that you had 5 dead grandmothers and lightning struck your house and all that bull crap that y'all come up with. Okay? So does that help you out, Miss Johnson?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your communication. Asking a question. That's a good thing that some of y'all don't do. All right. So here we go. Let's do, I don't know. Here's 7.29. There's like 3 people asking that question. So 7.29/4. 7.29/4. 7.29/4. Let's see what that one looks like. Okay, we've done this one about to death, but I'm gonna do one of these. Okay, we're not gonna do any more after this one. This is 4 to a. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this one. I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy curves that I just ran off. And I'm going to write down Z is equal, and this says lies between, okay, between. So let me just go over something right quick for y'all. There's 3 types of questions in 7.1 and 7.2. There is to the left, like the day to the left, okay? And then there is to the right. And then there is tween. Okay, I do not like Captain America in this, you know, somebody needs to beat the hell out of him. Oh, he did get, I don't like, and he is all funky looking. He don't look like his daddy, Kurt Russell. He does, I mean, his eyes and his chin, but that's it. Anyway, to the left. To the left means negative 9999 to the number. To the right is the number, the 9999. And then between is from the left to the right. I get so many students that they will draw the picture on the curve and then they'll read from right to left. You haven't read from right to left all your life unless you're from the Middle East, okay? Why do you start reading right to left? I have never understood that. And I'm not talking just in Math 120. I'm talking about algebra, reading a graph, reading a slope. You start reading from right to left. I don't understand it. So I'm going over this just in case some of y'all have forgotten. You always read from left to right. So if you're on the left side of a number, z-score, it'd be negative 999 to that number. If you're on the right of a z-score, it will be from that number to 9999. You read from left to right. And in between, then you read the lower and the upper. Okay? I just have to go through that because some of y'all, meaning all students, they get to math and they start reading right to left. And it just blows my mind. Okay, so 1, z is equal to negative 0.78 and positive 0.78. So I'm going to take my handy dandy curve and I'm going to put 0.78 in blue, negative 0.78. Well, that's negative 0.5 right here. Negative 7.5 would be right there. So I'm going to do 7.5. .78. And then positive 0.78, I'll do an orange. There's 0.5, there's 0.75. So 0.78 would be a little bit bigger than 0.75. And there is 0.78. Now between means that they want the area between those two lines. So you do normal CDF. And you read from left to right. So left would be negative 0.78. To right, positive 0.78. And somebody give me that 4-digit number, 4 decimal places. Do that for me. Normal CDF, negative 0.78 to positive 0.78.
0.5646.
And somebody confirm that? Because sometimes y'all set me up. So somebody confirm that. And nobody's going to say a word. So I'll just type it in. 0.5646. Thank you for y'all's interaction and helping me out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Suck. All right, the next one. Negative 2.17 and 0. So I get my handy dandy curve. And I go from negative 2.17. Sorry. My mouse goes a little crazy sometimes. So negative 2.17 in blue. And 0, I always do 0 in yellow, or try to. So negative 2.17. Well, there's negative 2 right here. So 2.17 would be right there. And 0, always do 0 in yellow. I try it. So they're wanting this area right here. And I'm watching entirely too much bar rescue. I'm starting to dream that I'm firing people. So I've got to lay off the bar rescue. I've got to lay off that a little bit. And nothing. Nobody watches that either. I don't think y'all watch anything. All right, so left to right. Normal CDF. From negative 2.17 to 0. Somebody give me that 4-digit number, please. 4 decimal points, please.
0.4850.
Thank you, Miss Poor, again. So let's type that in. After the overwhelming communication from the class. And the last one, negative 0.229. So negative 0.229, or 2.29, sorry. And positive 0.48. So negative 229, 1, 2, 2.25, well, there's 2.5, so 2.25 would be there. So that's negative 2.28. That's close enough for government work. Negative 2.29. And then the blue is 0.48. Well, there's 0.5. So 0.48 would be somewhere in there. So somebody be typing that in. And besides Miss Poor, thank you for your last 2 answers, Miss Poor. I shouldn't have to exclude you, but since nobody's going to say a damn thing, I might as well just force y'all to. So I need somebody besides Miss Poor to interact with the rest of the class, kind of like you need to do at work, so you don't get fired or you don't get a closet office. So somebody give me 4 digits for that area from negative 2.29 to 0.48.
I got 0.6734.
Thank you, Mr. King. You will have a nice office one day. 0.6734. They actually had a bar rescue. Now, this is no joke. I am 100% serious. The owners of the bar, do you know how they manage the bar? They have cameras set up around the bar, and they would watch what was going on in the bar, and they would call the manager. They would watch from home. Yeah, they would watch what's going on in their bar from home because they don't want to interact with people. You own a bar and you don't want to interact with people.
Like
These people are going to start a revolution, I swear. There you go. And that is 3 test questions right there. One of these days, y'all going to turn around and y'all going to say, you know what? Hubert was right. I suck because I don't communicate. You're right. All right. Next, I want to move up a little bit. I want to see if there's one that's a little bit more challenging. Let's try 47 shows up twice. So let's do 47. 7.2, 47/16. 7.2, 47/16. Dadgum. That plane sounds like it's right on top of my house. All right. The mean incubation time of fertilized eggs is 22 days and a standard deviation of 1 day. What does that mean? Draw the damn curve. That's what that means. So, take my curve. Well, Hubert, what else is the question? It doesn't matter. It says the mean and the standard deviation. If it says the mean and the standard deviation, that means draw the curve. Of course, some of y'all don't draw the curve because you don't need it. Okay, so the middle is 22. And that's going to be 23, 24, 25, 21, 20, and 19. And these are what? The mean incubation time of fertilized eggs. Okay, so this is days. Incubation days or something like that. Okay, now let's see what the first question says. Determine the 14th percentile. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that this is a 7.2 question that you will use z is equal to x minus mu over standard deviation, or you're going to use x is equal to Oz plus mu. And x is the incubation days. All right, so I want y'all to tell me where the 14th percentile is. So A is 0.1400. So somebody tell me what has been given to us, an area or a z-score? In A, what has been given to us as a student? What has been given to us? An area or a z-score? And nobody says a word.
Z-score?
Nope. Good try, but nope. So that kind of narrows it down, doesn't it? He said Z-score. It's an area. How? Well, what did I tell you at the beginning of chapter 7? What did I tell y'all? I told y'all that, I'm going to put it at the bottom down here. Area is equal to what? Percentage. And it's equal to what? Probability. What does that word beside 14 say? That means I want somebody to say it out loud.
Percentile.
Okay. What is percentile a word that associates with one of these? In red down here.
Equals a percent.
It's going to be percentage right there. Percentile, percentage. So percentage is what? Area. You could see it written like this. The 14th percentile. You could see it written like this. Alpha is equal to 0.14. All of these say, right, 0.1400. You have an area. So that's 14%. Well, you know that it looks like 14%, there's 13.5 right there, but that's too much because you got 2.5 right here. So somewhere in here, is going to be your 14th percentile somewhere, because 2.5 and 13.5 is 16. So you need 14. So if 16 is right here, if 16% is this line right here, then probably back off a little bit. Somewhere in here is going to be 14%. So this is 0.1400. How do I find a z-score if I'm given an area? Does anybody remember me telling you that?
The inverse norm.
Inverse norm. So somebody do that for me, please. I'm going to color this pink because I don't use red to... And somebody give me that z-score.
I think it's negative 1.08.
Well, does that fit in with what I just said? Yeah, because if you take let's take an orange marker. 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. Yeah, there's -1 right there. So 1.08, yeah, that looks about right. So my z-score right here is negative 1.08. So I got my z-score, so all I got to do is say negative 1.08 days, right? Wrong. Negative 1.08 days. If you walk up to a nurse, a pediatrician nurse, or whatever they're called, and you say, well, that's going to be negative 1.08 days before that fertilized egg is going to be fertilized, they'll look at you like you're drunk. Okay? So that means I've got to change negative 1.08 into a what? Into incubation days. Oz plus mu. It's a plug and chug. Well, the mean is equal to 22. Mean is equal to 22. Standard deviation is equal to 1. And Z is equal to negative 1.08. Therefore, X is equal to, somebody crank that out, please.
It's 20.92.
20.92 days is equal to the 14th percentile. So 0.1400 or the 14th percentile is equal to 20.92 days or 21 days. Now I'll show you a trick I learned in the war. You can actually do this if you have a newer calculator. You can actually do this, I think. Let me look and see. Second bars, inverse norm. Yeah, you can actually, if you've got a new calculator, you don't have to do Oz plus mu. Watch this. If you have a newer calculator, you can type in the mean and the standard deviation, and it will already give you your test score or your days. So area is equal to 0.1400. Mu is 22 or 22. And standard deviation is 1. And I want it on the left side because that's, we read from left to right. And 14% would be from the left. So paste. 20.92. What did we get? Oh my gosh, we got 20.92. So if you have a newer calculator, you can type in the mean and the standard deviation, and you can skip the Oz plus mu. Does everybody understand that? But if you have an older calculator, you can't change 0 and 1 in the calculator. You can't change it. Or you just have parentheses. In other words, if you hit inverse norm and you can't change 0 and 1, or you put parentheses in, I mean, it has on the screen parentheses, and you type in 0.1400 and close parentheses, you have an older calculator, then you get negative 1.08, and you have to use Oz plus mu to change that into a days of incubation. Everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay, the second part of the question. Determine the incubation time that makes up the middle 39%. So we're going to go back. Middle 39%. Now, does everybody agree that this is the middle? Does everybody agree that that's the middle? All right, so it says the middle 39%. So that means I've got to go both directions from the center, and it should equal 39%. So what's 39 divided by 2? Or 0.39. I'm sorry, what?
19.5.
So that would be 0.1950. So I've got to go 1.1950 on this side, and I've got to go on this side 0.1950, and that will be the middle 39%. So I'm going to take my green marker, and I'm just going to, first of all, what's half of 34? 17, Hubert. And we're looking for 19. So I'm going to go a little past half. And a little past half. And there is my 39%. 0.3900. Now all you have to do is find these two scores down here in green. Well, how do you do that? Well, I'm going to show you, but I'm going to take it to another drawing because I'm getting too cluttered here. And for those people watching it on the video, it'll get all cluttered. So I'm going to transfer that over here. And if y'all don't mind, give me a second to draw everything again. I thought I could do it on here, but I couldn't. So there's the middle. And the question says the middle 39%. So I'm going to put that up here. Middle 39%. And the middle means right there. And 39%, since it's in the middle, I've got to divide it in two. So I've got to take 39.3900 divided by 2, and that's going to give me 1950. I think that's what y'all told me, right? So I've got to go this way, 0.1950, and I've got to go this way, 0.1950, to equal the middle 39%. So since half of 34 is 17, I'm going to take it about 3/4 of the way, and about 3/4 of the way. And these are the two numbers that I'm looking for. Now, if you have a new calculator, you could do this with just one calculation, because the mean is equal to 22, 1, 23, 24, 25, 21, 20, 19. And you got mean, you got the standard deviation. You can put everything in, and it'll give you a days here, and it'll give you a days here. Now, I'm not going to do the new calculator because not everybody has a new calculator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it the old way with the old calculator. So we need this area right in here. Well, the best way to do it is to find these two z-scores. Okay, but you can't because you don't have x. You don't know what x is. So you're going to have to do something. Well, what you're going to have to do is you got to find this area over here. So I'm going to take my pink highlighter, and if you've got an old calculator, you have got to find this area right here. Can somebody tell me how to find that area? Well, what's the yellow mark represent? What does this yellow mark represent?
0.
No, not 0. But as far as percent area, remember, percent area is the same thing. What does the yellow mark represent?
The 39%?
No, that's the green. What is the yellow mark? Remember, I put yellow. That always means the what? The middle. What does that mean percentage-wise? The middle is equal to blank percent.
50.
Okay, so the yellow is 50%. You know the green on this side is 0.1950, right? This is equal to 0.1950, and this is equal to 0.1950. So can somebody tell me how to find that pink area right here. The yellow is equal to 50, and you've got the green area of 19.5%, or the yellow line is equal to 0.5000, and the green is equal to 0.1950. How can I find the pink area right here? .5000 and 0.1950. What can I do to find the pink area? Well, Hubert, it's either, I got a 25% shot. It's either multiply, divide, add, or subtract. So, you know, reckon what it is.
Do we add all the numbers together?
Okay, right here, these two numbers right here. What do I do to get the pink area if the yellow is equal to 0.5 and the green is equal to 0.1950?
You subtract.
Subtract.
You subtract. Good job. Y'all are winners. I got how many people in this class? 14 people in this class and only 3. I don't want to say nothing. And somebody subtract that for me, please. What do you get?
0.305.
Point what?
305.
3050. I have no idea who that was. Who said that?
Nick.
That is Mr.
Nard.
Kennard. Thank you, Mr. Kennard. You just took a step out of the janitorial office. Good job. You're doing really well. So 0.3050 is that pink area. Now, how can I find this z-score right here if I've got a pink area right here? If I got an old calculator? It's not normal CDF, it's what? The only other one that we've used beside normal CDF is what?
Normal PDF?
What?
Normal PDF?
No, we haven't even used normal PDF.
Okay.
Yeah, you Mr. Butcher.
Inverse norm.
Inverse norm. Let me finish. I got to discourage Mr. Butcher first. Mr. Butcher, I'm really disappointed, Mr. Butcher. Inverse norm. But you know what, Mr. Butcher? I think you'll come back. I will. I think you'll come back. What do you think?
Don't worry, I'll have my comeback.
Okay, good. Just watch. If you get discouraged, just watch Bar Rescue. Those people are idiots. I come into some inheritance. My grandmother left me $400,000. I don't know a damn thing about the bar business, but I bought me a bar. God almighty. A little bit of it's arrogance. In other words, I know so much that I'll just buy me a bar, and I'll just, because I know so much, I'll just run the bar and make $1 million. All right, so let's go into inverse norm. People say, why do you watch that? The psychology involved in Bar Rescue, you need to really watch it if you're a psychology person. It's about like, you know, going to a NASCAR race. You could write a dissertation on a NASCAR race. All right, so second, bars, inverse norm. And if I've got an old calculator, I'm going to type in parentheses 0.3050. Okay. And close parentheses, and you'll get something like that. You won't have the 0, 1, or left. You'll just have 0.3050 and then parentheses. And you will get the pink area is negative 0.51. So this z-score right here is negative 0.51. Now, how do I find this other z-score over here? Well, you don't have to, because what? Somebody tell me what this other z-score is. I'm sorry. Somebody tell me what this other z-score is right here.
It's the same but positive.
It's the same but positive. Why is that, Mr. King?
Because it's a middle. They're
Starts
equal
with S. The
percentages.
green areas are what?
Symmetrical.
SY, symmetrical. Because it says the middle, so you got the same on both sides. So if this is negative 0.51, then this is positive 0.51. Now you have enough information to do Oz plus mu if you have an older calculator. So X is equal to Oz plus mu. The standard deviation is 1. The z-score is 0.51. Why am I using the positive? Because I don't like to use negatives. Plus 22. And 0.51 plus 22 is 22.51. So this is equal to 22.51 days. And over here, you're going to have to do the opposite because you already subtract negative 0.51. So somebody take negative 0.51 plus 22. What do you get? That's all right. I'll do it. Negative 0.51 plus 22. 21.49 days. And those are your answers, however they want you to round. So the middle 39% is between 21.5 days and 22.5 days. That's the middle 39%. And that's if you have an older calculator. If you have a new calculator, you do second bars, inverse norm, and 0.305, the area, I'm sorry, is 0.3900. Mu is 22. Standard deviation is 1. Somebody tell me what I'm going to pick here. Am I going to pick left, center, or right?
It's going to be center, right?
Thank you. See, I told you you'd come back, Mr. Butcher. You got your foot back out in the hallway, out of the janitor's closet. Good job. And enter. 21.5 days, 22.5 days. So let's type in our answer and let's see if we got it right. Okay, so A, what do we get for A? 20.9 says round to the nearest whole number. So that'd be 21 days. Oh my gosh, we got it right. Round to the nearest whole number. So 22, 23 days. It says round to the nearest whole number. I hope that works. They may want 21 to 22 days because of that 0.49. Nope, they want it because of the 0.49. So that's going to be 21 days. and 23 days. There you go. Now there's two good test questions right there. That's the type, those are two good test questions. Next. I can't remember which one. That was 47. Let's do. There's 47. I just did that one. Let's do 56. 56/17. All right. There are two college entrance exams that are often taken by students, Exam A and Exam B. The composite score on Exam A is approximately normally distributed with a mean of 20.9 and a standard deviation of 5.2. This is a test question. The composite score of Exam B is approximately normally distributed with a mean of 1029 and a standard deviation of 202. Suppose you scored a 24 on Exam A and a 1227 on Exam B. Which score is better? So we're comparing LBJ to Shaq. Remember me doing that? That means you got to convert both of these to a z-score. This is actually a very easy problem, but the way it looks like it'll take you a half a day. All you got to do is change both of them to a z-score, so do that. You don't have to draw anything. Just change them to a z-score. Excuse me. My Dogecoin ain't doing anything. I'm not going to retire today. Sucks. Okay, so this one. On one side, you got a mean of 20.9, standard deviation of 5.2, and an X of 24. And on this side, you got a mu of 1029, a standard deviation of 202, and an X of 1227. So our formula is z-score is equal to x minus mu over standard deviation. Z-score is equal to x minus mu over standard deviation. Z is equal to 24 minus 20.9 divided by 5.2. Z is equal to 1227 minus 1029 divided by 202. So we take our handy dandy calculator and we clear it, and we take 24 minus 20.9 and divide that by 5.2. And I get a z-score of 0.6. And then over here, clear, 1227 minus 1029 and divide that by 202. .98 or 1, but I'm gonna do 0.98. Who's closer to the unusual? Which side is closer to unusual?
Left.
1, 2, 3. -1, -2, -3. Well, 0.6 is right here. 0.98 is right here. So which one's closer to unusual?
Right.
0.98. So the 227, the 1227 is the better score. So let's go back to the test question. Oh gosh, why can't they? Which one is it? Exam B and a 1227 on exam B. Exam B, so it's either Charlie or Delta. Excuse me. I think it's Charlie because it sounds more sophisticated. Because the percentile for the exam B score is higher. The car is parked in the yard. Okay? Make sure you put that percentile in there, because that percentile is the only difference between Charlie and Delta. Percentile sounds a little bit more sophisticated. Question on that one. Okay, I got a few minutes left, so let's go over this 43 right here. 7.2, 43/15. Oh, excuse me, and this got 3 parts, but I'll set it up for you. Steel rods are manufactured with a mean of 20 and a standard deviation of 0.06. And what does that mean? That means draw the damn curve. I'm going to have to add this. No, it's okay. It's 20.06. So that ain't too bad. So here we go. The standard deviation, the mean is 20, so that's in the middle. And 20.06, 20.12, and 20.18. And 20 minus 6 cents is $19.94. Minus 6 cents is 1988. Somebody help me out. 19.88 and 19.82. But I need somebody to check my math, please. Okay, stop yawning. Excuse me. What proportion of rods has a length less than 19.9? So 19.9 is right in here. So of course I'll draw a pink dot right there. And that's 19.9. And what side are we going to shade? What does the question say? Less than means left. So that means somebody's going to type in negative 9999 to 19.9. Well, you can't do 19.9. So you got to change 19.9 into what to a what?
Z-score.
Good job. Now, if you have a newer calculator, you can type in all this information and it will give you the number. Excuse me. But since some of you don't have a newer calculator, you got to change 19.9 into a z-score. So z is equal to 19.9 minus 20 over 0.06. So take my handy dandy calculator and do 19.9 minus 20 divided by 0.06. Negative 1.67. So we're going to do normal CDF negative 9999 to negative 1.67. And that's if you have an older calculator. And I get 0.0475. Somebody with a newer calculator, type in everything and tell me what you get. That's all right, I'll do it. Negative 9999 to 19.9 with a mean of 20 and a standard deviation of 0.06. Little bit more accurate, so 0.0478. 0.0478, and that is with a new calculator, newer calculator. The answer should take both, or the homework question or test question should take both answers within a tolerance. So I'm going to use a new calculator, 0.0478. 0.0478. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the answer right there, 0.0478. Okay. Any rods that are shorter than 19.88 and 20.12. Excuse me. Oh, why are we yawning? Okay. So 19.88 is right here. 19.88 is right here. And 20 point what? 12 is right here. What do you notice about these two? What do you notice about the blue areas? Starts with S.
They're symmetrical.
They're symmetrical. So that means that you just got to find this area and multiply it by 2. Unless they ask you to do it separately. So take your calculators, and I'm going to let y'all do this for time purposes. Take your calculators and somebody give me the blue area on the left and the blue area on the right. They should be the same thing. So somebody give me that 4 digits, please. From 0 to -2, or from 2 to infinity, or from -9999 to -2, and from 2 to +9999. Somebody give me 4 digits. I wonder what makes you yawn. Okay, I'll do it. Second bars. I'm going to do the new calculator because of time. So -9999 to 19.88. And paste. 0.0228. 0.0228 and 0.0228. And you would add those accordingly, whatever they want to know. 0.0228 on the left and 0.0228 on the right. Okay, we need to finish because it's 9:25 and some of y'all are going to self-combust. So we need to go ahead and finish this section. Let me shut off this and shut off the recording. And let me take